Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tier, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. Today I'm up to song number 2871, and that one is I'm Sorry by John Denver. This was his last of four number one songs. He was a very popular country crossover, kind of a folk country crossover artist. I'll get to his whole history in a minute. But anyway, he had four number one pop hits, and this was the last one of them called I'm Sorry. Came out in 1975. And yeah, let me just go through his history. So here's a picture of John Denver. I'm sure most of you are familiar with him. And he got started. He was born in 1943. Unfortunately, he died very tragically in 1997 in a plane crash. I'll get to that in a few minutes. But I want to go through his career first. His first, he got started as a musician in, I guess, the mid 60s. He was with this trio from 65 to 69 called the Chad Mitchell Trio that consisted of him as well as David Boise and Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson actually had a few hits of his own in the late 70s. He had Bluer Than Blue, almost almost like being in love, and this night won't last forever. And I guess John Denver made it big in the early 70s once he quit. Oh, before I mention that, I just want to mention, let me go back to picture John Denver. Um, I guess his first big hit he wrote was called, he originally was called Babe, I Hate to Go. This was a song he used to feature in some of his concerts, and I guess he gave it to Peter, Paul, and Mary. They had a huge, they had a number one hit with it. They changed the title to "Leaving on a Jet Plane," and I believe that was their only number one song. It was a huge hit in 1969. And then by the 70s, John Denver started making it on his own as a solo artist. I'll just go through his top 10 hits. His first big hit was called Take Me Home Country Roads. That came out in 71. In 73, he had Rocky Mountain High. In 74, he had, I guess, his first couple number one, Sunshine on My Shoulders, and Annie's song. I think Annie was his first wife. And then in 75, he had Thank God I'm a Country Boy, big crossover country and pop hit, as well as the one I'm featuring today, I'm Sorry. And I believe that was his last top 10. He was really popular early to mid 70s. And then unfortunately, in 1997, he had a tragic plane crash. This was a homemade plane, and he was a pilot. He was flying this plane himself. And nobody knows exactly what was the cause of the accident. The plane crashed into the Monterey Bay, and I guess he died in it. And um, it was, like I said, it was a homemade. Um, I forget the type of plane it was, but and they did an autopsy on him after he died, and they determined that he was not drunk. They don't know what went wrong on this plane, but he'd had 2,700 hours of flying experience. So he was a pretty experienced pilot, and I guess it's still a mystery why the plane crashed. But anyways, a very tragic plane crash. And here's the little plaque in honor of him at the site where his plane crashed. Yeah, and he was only, I guess, 54 years old when he died. But anyway, he was a really great artist, and that's my profile on "I'm Sorry" by John Denver. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys rock, and I'll see you guys next time.